It's like when you when these companies write insurance policies, right? Like they have data. They calculate your level of risk. Yeah. How likely is it that Jay's gonna be $100 million player?
And then the bidding war starts happening. Well, yeah, well, so and so's offered me this.
I never understood the pam vino. Like what?
Like bread is bread, wine is wine.
Yeah, because what is clear, but I mean,
like bread is wine is wine. Like if you're showing me bread, don't tell me it's chicken. Like bread,
yeah.
wine. Yo, ¿qué lo que mi gente?
What's
in the street
going
talk.
on?
We were just recording in Spanish, so.
Yeah. How did that go?
I don't know, man.
Me and my cibaeño talk.
We gotta listen.
You sounded very gringo, Jelly.
Shut
yeah,
up.
my cibaeño talk.
Yo,
Let me
man.
not even put you on blast.
Yo, bro, it's been a long time, bro. I feel like I haven't seen you in 2 months.
Oh, that's
Bro,
right.
we were together this weekend.
No, you were off. You didn't come. You
called out,
so I was off.
You called out 2
to
weeks
the
in
last
a row.
recording session.
You see how these guys are? You see how these guys
Where
are?
were you? Talk to us about your vacation, bro.
By the way,
I'm just saying.
He didn't get paid, right?
No.
Because now if he got paid, I'm going to be mad.
No,
well, if you got paid, I'm going to be mad because I was here and I didn't get paid.
No royalties coming my way, guys. That's fine.
How's your vacation, bro?
It was great.
Where'd you go?
Beautiful skies, beautiful sand.
Where did you go?
I was in the Lower East Side. That's where I was.
The Lower East Side, Avenue D, right
Avenue
there.
D. Avenue D. My home.
Yo,
sweet
Jay,
home
what's up,
from
puppy?
home.
Yo, what's going on, player? So,
What's up?
the
What
other
we talking
day,
about?
man, I came across this good post, and it kind of hit home a little bit because it brought up something that I think is very important to pay attention to when you're trying to go into business, whether you're doing it by yourself or you're doing it with people, right? So my question to you guys is, how important is it for you to feel comfortable with if you're going in business with a partner? Is it is it a detrimental sign? Like, do you have to feel very comfortable with the partner that you're going in to a business?
It's a good question.
Venture or not?
So maybe like let's simplify it. Do you need to like your business partner on a personal level to go into business with them? You know, I don't like you guys and we're partners, you know, so.
Or what if I don't like you, but it makes business sense?
Well, that's the point, right? Do you need to like your business partner on a personal level? I think I think you got to get along.
You have to get along, number one, but you also have to have a common goal. Like what's the reason for the partnership and what you want to get out of it? Some people look at partnerships like, let's say in some cases you have the person who's like the one in charge of finances, and you have the person who is the executioner. You have the strategist, right? So each individual should add to that, you know, to that, let's say, ensemble of, you know, what the partnership should be should consist of, and then, you know, you can detail that, because sometimes, you know, in certain partnerships, you know, you have partners that say, well, I'm gonna do this, and then they stray off, and then, like, you know, the other partner might be saying, hold on, like, all the work is staying on my load.
Well, I think that in that case, it's better if you like your partner, like, personally, right? Because I think it's gonna happen, right? There are gonna be disagreements. So and I feel that this is where I'm not making a decision here on where I'm leaning towards yet, but this is where, like, you know, if you do get along with your partner on a personal level, right, and the disagreements come, because they will come in partnerships, right? Everybody thinks differently, right? It's easier to get over that challenge or difference in the moment if you like the person than as opposed to, like, if you don't like the person and now there's a disagreement in between that. You know, it's like fueling the fire of, like, I don't like this person, you know?
So let me ask you a question then. How important it is to know your partner in terms of length of that personal history? Like, if I just met you today,
Right.
should I be reluctant to go into business with you? Or should I not?
Well, look, partnership.
I think that there's.
It's not gonna happen like that. It's not gonna happen
But
like that.
no, but look,
If somebody, all right, so if
you have, hold
if-
on, even before you get there, like you have certain opportunities that, you know, you're introduced to a certain person, and this person has an in on a certain type of business venture that you was thinking about doing, and this person has the experience. You might not have long knowing this person, but like this person said, look, I have this partnership opportunity, you know. Would you shut it down just because you don't know that person long enough? I don't
It
think
makes
you
business
would, right?
sense. I think that not long ago we were at a restaurant and we met this Japanese chef, right?
We
And-
did. Oh, we did.
Exactly. And his motto is, I'll bring in the expertise,
Right.
and I have many partners,
Right.
right? And
Right.
you guys fund the venture.
Right. Okay.
So
But
in that
all right. So
case,
all right. Let's take
you're-
that. Let's take that case for. Let's take that case for example. So we're sitting at a restaurant, right? We're having a couple drinks. You know, we're having a good time. Chef comes out, brings a plate. You know, and it's like a he's an influencer. This guy's like social media famous, right? With cooking, right? We spoke about things.
By the way, thanks for the invite.
You were there, but you left early. So sorry.
You got cut out of the deal.
Yeah, like let him leave.
So let's say
we'll talk later.
I mean, but I don't think that we would. I don't think we would strike a deal with that person. And it's not like you the way you put it. If you just met somebody now,
No, I
though
don't
we
mean
didn't
it today.
But
I'm
I'm
just saying,
even
like-
though we didn't meet him in the moment, like we met him in the moment because we didn't know him. But like you knew of him. It's
Well, you
like,
got to get to know. You got to do your due diligence.
Well, that's what I'm
First of
saying.
all, is this money legit? Number one. Number two, right?
I mean, there's
Well,
a lot of
what
things.
is the
It's a
business acumen?
relationship.
Yeah.
It's a relationship. It's a relationship that you gotta build.
So going to the point in regards as to like your in partnerships, there are gonna be moments where you don't see eye to eye, and the way you set yourself up, right, so that you can avoid these issues is having things in black and white from the beginning.
Right.
Like whenever we hit a roadblock, how are we gonna go and overcome it? Like
Now let me ask you a question, because when you said the black and white from the beginning, sometimes throughout the length of that partnership, the history of the partnership, some things may change, right?
Of course.
So it's like that black and white has to continuously get updated all
That's
the
fine.
So
time.
yeah,
that
but
could be
then
amended. That's fine.
But
Yeah,
then
so
in
it's
that
like-
initial agreement, then you say, hey,
Out of
we'll
some-
evaluate this every X
Yeah.
amount of time, right?
Correct.
We can amend this every
'cause
X
your
amount
goals-
of time.
yeah, your goals
to
change.
to amend this. We have to have X amount of votes, right? If it's more
Yeah.
than two people, right? So, to Jelly's point, like, being transparent from the beginning, I think, is essential for any type of partnership. We're talking about business partnerships here, but like, even we were talking earlier on our way here, Jay, prenuptial agreements, right? Like
Marriages and partnerships.
right? It's a partnership, right? But a prenuptial agreement, like, there's a negative connotation in society, right? Because it's used when like it's used.
when one
A
person has more
prenuptial
than the
agreement
other.
isn't necessarily like it's financial, but there are more things that go into that agreement.
protection.
Right? I've heard of prenuptial agreements talking about like weight disclaimers, like you can't gain X amount of weight. Like there's a lot of different things.
I'm guilty of that, all right?
Oh, bro, do not. You always get in trouble when these things go live.
I didn't say I have a...
No cague.
And you could tell every Wednesdays when our episodes go up, you see after a certain
Yeah.
time, Jonathan is not reachable. And I'm like, okay, we got the point.
We have a little joke. We have a little joke.
Part of the
We have a little joke. We have a little joke.
Do not pick up your phone at
Part
this
of the
time.
joke is we have a little joke with Jay. We'll be like, yo, you figured out your lockbox, your cell phone lockbox? Because when he gets home, he doesn't answer the
Yo,
phone.
what's crazy is that the code changes every week.
Also, it's true. Is that in your prenup? But I'm saying, right? Like, prenups, in essence, right? Like, we always associate them with financials, right? Like, let's say one of the person in the partnership wife, husband, whatever, makes more money. It's usually, that's the perception. Like, okay, if we ever get a divorce, you don't get to touch this.
Right.
There's a lot of things that have to be ironed
But
out.
actually, it
But
serves as
think
an
about-
insurance purpose, too. Is the protection
Right.
side of it.
Insurance
Because Hov and Beyonce, they have a crazy prenup. But it's a way of
Jay
them...
talks so much about Hove that I swear to God,
No, but
I feel like this
he's
guy
getting
goes to
paid
dinner
on
with
the
this.
side.
I feel like
He's
this guy
getting
goes
paid
to
on the
dinner.
side.
Like,
Now you
with-
see,
thinking, yo,
I
my
took
boy,
the dinner
my
over the
boy Jay.
500K.
Thinking my boy Jay. My boy Jay, what Jay? Jay-Z, bro. Like,
Yeah, Jay-Z.
Sean.
Sean, nah, if you see me calling him, yo, Sean, what up, man? No, but
Look, I mean, think about it that way, right? Like, I think romantic relationships are a good way of looking at business partnerships and learning from them, because a lot of times the romantic relationships, not a lot of times, they should always be, for the most part, unless you're trying to get your papers, but they're
Hold on,
they're emotional in nature. They're emotional relationships. I think all relationships are, all partnerships are emotional to some capacity. But when you're going to, decide to spend the rest of your life with your significant other, it's an emotional relationship, right? Think about all the stories you hear later on, like, oh, this person now does this, or credit scores, or a bunch of stuff. Imagine sitting down with this person, and I think a lot of people are doing this nowadays, and saying, all right, here's what I'm looking for. Here are the ground rules. Like, that's a prenup. That's a prenuptial agreement, right? That's just getting together, getting into.
I mean, you're setting expectations from the beginning, and you're kind of saying, like, look, this is the very bare minimum that I'm accepting. Like, it's kind of like someone told me a long time ago, is like, they train their children to try to associate themselves with people who are doing better in life, because unfortunately, if you associate yourself with people who are below where you're trying to accomplish, below you, right, it's just gonna pretty much put a weight hole on and it's gonna be hard for you to continue to promote yourself or continue to go, get to the next phase of your life. So I think that when it comes down into the whole setting up the expectations, whether it's a business relationship and a partnership, or is a romantic partnership or a relationship, I think it's very, very important to be clear from the beginning, right? But it's also important to understand that a partnership is something that you have to work at it every single day. Because I know people who have partners, but they don't communicate on a often basis, on a daily basis, or a weekly basis.
That's a very important part.
So I think that, again, communication is
key.
key.
Well, you have such things called silent partners.
Right? You have silent partners, but then again, if you...
but obviously when you have a silent partner, that's clearly detailed
in your agreement.
Because right? They may not necessarily care about that day-to-day operation, but they still want to see the feedback, right? Like, I'm putting this amount of money. Let me see, let me see exactly what my ROI is. But I think that whether it's a business relationship, or whether it's a personal relationship with a spouse, communication is key, right? It prevents you from breakups, it prevents you from disagreements, and it allows you to see eye to eye. And it's important to understand that most partnerships fail, right? Most partnerships that don't communicate will fail. And it's also important to understand that when you're setting up an expectation, right, your partner must see what you're trying to accomplish.
So let me ask you guys a question.
So you gotta like the person or no?
I would say, I mean,
I think it makes it hard to not like the person and do business with them.
Yeah,
it makes it difficult.
I mean, like, if you're just pro for business purposes, you can live without having that. You can, not that you don't like the person or don't, but if you're the type of person that has like that type of engagement where you want to like kind of have like the same sentiment and kind of like push each other, like, you need that,
right? It gets down to preference, right? Because if you look at like our business, like, let's say you could say, all right, look, I'm partnered with this person or with this entity, right, for X reasons, right? You're probably, if you're a high, if you're good at what you do, you're gonna receive offers, right? Like, so you can partner with different people. And then it just becomes a personal preference. I know people that'll go after the last penny and partner with whoever they need to partner to get the most financial return. And then there are people who say, nah, I'm okay not getting X percent in return because I'd rather work in this environment.
I was going to ask you that, right? So it's kind of like, let's say that at this point, I want to partner with you. And, I know you for quite a few years, and
I'm not partnering with you, bro.
I'm giving an example.
Like, I'm kidding, bro.
I tried it once, it didn't work.
But what I'm saying is, and I may not have the best past history. Like, I might have a couple of stains in my resume, right?
Okay.
But again, I'm a,
is it a stain that comes off with like some good OxyClean, or like, this is one of those permanent shits? Because there's a difference.
Once it's stained,
bro. But you know what I mean? So now, but we vibe.
Right.
And you like the idea that I'm giving you and say, look,
right,
this is what I think is coming, and this is the new wave. And I like what you're having,
but it's tough because, like, what if one of those things was like, that you burnt someone in a past business venture,
bro? Why you
so
snitching?
No, but I'm just saying. So like, and if, let's say, Raynell is privy to that.
Raynell.
Just kidding, jumping the government.
So, now it's gonna make him, have a different,
But what if it has
perspective.
nothing
look,
to do?
look,
What if it has nothing to do?
I
right?
think in
But
partnership,
still.
I think that that's what I wanted to.
You're a tough partner.
No, but
No,
that's
but-
what I wanted to get to. That's what I wanted to get to. I know, like, so Jay says, what if it has nothing to do with the business venture that you are about to embark on, right?
Exactly.
I would still.
Look, I'm not trying to pull a Cesar Pina
I know,
here,
no,
bro.
no.
I'm
Oh,
not.
okay.
I'm not.
And we're gonna talk about.
But you
him
know where we're
soon.
going, right?
But no. But I would say this, right? In partnerships, right? Like everybody has baggage. Everybody carries baggage. The problem is when you decide to partner with someone
That
at
baggage
any
becomes yours.
capacity, regardless of when,
You have
where,
to
and
take
what
the
it has to
good
do
and the
with,
bad at the same time.
you never know when that baggage catches up to anyone, right? So am I comfortable? And I think this is the real conversation. Am I okay with being associated with your name and likeness, right? Am I okay with the reputation that you've built for yourself? Because we could be going into business to put a landscaping business and you had horrible experiences or you have your bad reputation from the nightlife business, let's say a bar or whatever. You still have your reputation. You carry it to your landscaping business, right? So like, let's say we start this business and for some reason that baggage comes and haunts you in, let's say we have a disagreement with one of our clients in the landscaping business and a lawyer starts digging and they say, oh, but this guy's used to doing shit like this because he owned the
That's
bar.
first
I didn't
thing
cut
they
the right
look-
grass.
And now I don't have anything to do
They
with.
find anything to cling on to.
Right. So
kind of-
we, and especially in today's world,
Yeah.
you need to know who you're getting in bed with, right? You
what I'm
have to
saying.
know who you're getting in bed with.
But I think that you just summarized it right there. I think that, in a personal relationship, when you're trying to kick game to somebody, but like, yo,
let me see, kick some game, kick some game.
Let
me see, kick some
bro.
game.
Look, if you're a bartender,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tip you 100.
There he
I'm gonna tip
goes.
you 100.
There he goes.
I'm gonna give you Jelly's number.
That's the J I met. That's the J I met.
Back
Back
but
in 2005.
damn, bro.
Hey,
Now you dating me. I was only 15 back then.
2005.
I was only 15, man. No, but
I was in high school, bro.
so was I.
Yeah.
But yo, making me
You
lose my train
liar.
of thought.
You're a liar.
No. So all right. So you spinning your game,
So,
whatever.
Yeah, you're trying to kick game to shorty or whatever but you're trying to get to know her, right?
Right.
You want let's see where this goes. And then all of a sudden, you see the person that she is until you find out she's psycho, she's crazy.
Okay.
Starts going through your phone.
So you're saying
Right.
you got
And
into
you're
the
like-
partnership.
Or not, right? So now it's like, this partnership looks good on paper. This is the value that they bring in. I could see me working with them, and this is potentially what could be. We could get here. But you still haven't really seen the dirty laundry because you're still at the surface, right? So my point is, only time was able to let me know that shorty was crazy, and it took me a year of my life that I could have bagged other shorties.
So now you're saying,
But now it's like, if I go into this partnership,
This
why
guy-
he's why they lock his phone.
No.
But
He
hold
doesn't
on.
help himself
But this
out.
is wrong. But now you're going against what you said, right? Like, or you're answering the question.
No. Hey, listen, I didn't tell you which direction I'm gonna go.
Oh,
I'm
I
just
thought
giving
you
you
did.
both
I thought you
scenarios,
did.
right?
Yeah, but you're
so
still
now it's
talking
kind of like
about-
now in this partnership that I'm trying to look into, like everything looks good on paper, but I'm just at the surface because we're still getting to know each other. We're
Right.
still going through the introduction phase. But I start seeing red flags.
Okay.
Would it be wise of me to pull out, or would it be a punk move if I don't stay because now I could be missing the boat.
Well, look, I think that's
you-
business. I think it is very important to know when to walk away from any situation, right? I think most of us,
And be willing to take a certain level of risk too.
right? Well, no, of course,
So,
of course,
yeah,
of course, you got to take risks, but they should be calculated
Mm-hmm.
risks, right? Like,
Not really, because, bro, life is risky.
I know, but
yeah, but you know the reason why you're taking the risk is kind of like you're trying to still
You see the
unpeel.
upside.
You're trying to
You
still
see-
unpeel
right.
what you're trying to find out. You know.
I mean, dude, if you just go walking around and saying, yeah, I'm gonna get into that, I'm gonna get into that, you know, you could, right? Law of numbers, one of them has to hit, right? But then one of them could completely drain you, right?
Derail your whole
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
your whole
So look, I think to answer the couple initial questions that we had, should you like the person that you're getting into business with, right? I think it's a positive. I think
it's not a must.
right. That's what I was gonna say.
But it's a
I
positive.
think that you can definitely have a business only relationship in a partnership.
There you
Like,
go.
But you have to be able to have.
I agree with you.
Oh, let me ask you this though: do you have to respect your partner?
100%.
100%.
If I don't respect you, I can do business with you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So not
I don't
like
have
you,
to like you. I have to tolerate you.
right. But you have to also respect that,
Of course.
that I'm bringing something to the table.
1,000%.
Right. And that's what I think, right? So like liking, that's different. Now, if you could have your partners and hang out on weekends with your families, you know, that's a plus.
Yeah.
That could also get a little bit dicey, you know?
Yeah, just in case
Because then
shit
the
goes
emotional
south.
comes
Yeah.
into the business, right? So I think we could also see it that way. So stop inviting me over, Jay. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, all the fucking time. No, man, it's crazy because of, you know, like this Brandon Marshall situation. This dude put in the, you know, 12 mil.
Oh yeah, talk to me about that,
So,
Brandon.
all right, so he has this, it's like this network, sports, right? It's like a sports network. And he's just looking at the vision of everything that's being on.
I think it's like a bar stool that he
Yeah,
wants
it's
to
sort of like a
similar
bar
to that.
stool. And he just said, like, you know, this XYZ company sold for this amount, like hundreds of millions of dollars. So he's looking at the valuation of his company, right? But dude fronted the bread. He fronted, you know, a few $1 million. And he's like, I'm on the whole for like 12 mil. But his partners, who he decided to do business with, they're collecting checks and they're making millions while he's on the whole, right? So my question is the importance of partnerships, right? And is it okay for his partners to get paid while he's on the whole, or he's
wanna
at
take that,
fault
Jelly?
for not putting in the
You wanna take it first?
in
Yeah,
the
I'll
black
take
and white?
it. You just have to take it back to see what the agreement was. That's what it is.
And then you'll find out, number one, if they're able to take dividends before he can, what's the upside for him, and if he's a good or a bad businessman, right? Because you could make bad business deals, right?
Yeah.
Like you can be upset a year, 2 years down the line because you fucked up at the deal table, right? Like a lot of this happens to a lot of like especially in today's world. Like you have the influencers, you have a lot of successful people that become, I don't want to say overnight successes, but in many cases you got somebody goes viral and they're able to flip a switch and they transition it into a whole career and they make millions of dollars, these people. So let's call them overnight success for the sake of the argument here. So, but then there's no business foundation, right? There's no experience
Because it went so fast.
Right. There's no experience sitting at a business table, right? If I'm creating content and fucking Sony comes to me and says, "Yo, I'll give you a $2 million deal right now," right? Never seen $2 million together in my life, right? I'm gonna be like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm gonna take the $2 million, right? But then you turn around 2 years later, I don't own any of my content, which used to
Well, I
happen.
mean, that
a lot.
happens a lot in the music industry too.
It used to happen a lot, right? I was gonna go there. The music industry. That's where it used to happen the most. Also in the when you go back to boxing, like Don King was, he was taking dudes, right? Like for every penny, you know. So then they started doing their own promotion, right? Then that's where you get Mayweather, Golden Boy, you know, like all these dudes doing their own thing. But you know, it still happens. Probably not at that capacity because they got smarter, right? And then you had agents and lawyers that stepped in. But if you make a bad deal, and you know you made the deal, you can't go back 5 years when you're saying, "Fuck, I made a bad deal," and be mad at the person sitting across from you signing the same paper. You can't do it.
I mean, yeah, the way that you break it down, I think you're 1,000% right, man. I think it's important just to get yourself familiarized with the language, you know, and understanding business, and that comes with experience. But again, on the influencer side of it, it's kind of like you putting up the money, right? Like you're the investor, you're the VC, and I have this likeness of 10 million, 15 million followers, right? So I already know that my fan base has a monetizing component, has a lot of value. So me just coming and co-signing whatever you're looking to do, I don't have to come up with any money. That could be one of the deals, right? However, because you're cuffing up the money, that means that if you're looking to sell the business in a couple of years, you're gonna take most of the chunk, right?
Well,
and
depends.
I'm just looking to.
It
depends on the deal.
It
Depends on the deal, right?
Look, there's a lot.
What I see that happens a lot is, especially when you're new and you're creating something, you have to expect that certain hiccups will happen.
Right.
And as you go along and, you know, you kind of get burnt here, you get burnt there, builds your maturity
Right.
in terms of, future opportunities where you say, you know what, I already went down that road. I'm not going to put
Right.
myself in a position to end up the way I ended up before because your experience already kind of guided you
Right.
Elsewhere.
That's where discipline kicks in also. Like I know we've gotten good at it, right? And we still have a long way to go, right? Because we've tripped a lot, right? We're able to pivot, but then we'll say, all right, no, we don't do this way because this happened. That comes with experience. But then also the discipline of saying, all right, but we know that model could work. It didn't work the last time that we did it. But why don't we try it again? But being disciplined and saying, well, no, I just don't do that. And I'm okay with missing out on this paycheck here because I can't tolerate that risk or I don't want to tolerate that.
Yeah,
well,
100% agree.
Right. That's the business discipline that kicks in, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, a lot of the times when dealing with partnerships, I think the most important thing is everything on the table, being very clear. And once you agree, you agree. Then it's like, you know how I know our parents, like, you give your word, you give your word.
Yeah.
Right? Period.
Word is
point
bond.
Word is bond.
Yeah, we put it on paper now because we're not like our
Like,
great
you're not the handshake
grandparents
no more. Like
selling land, selling
that would
thousands
from that tree to that tree.
from that tree to that tree. I sold that to Juanchito. That's it.
That's it.
It's his, bro.
No paperwork, nothing.
You gave him the
back in
papers?
day business,
Nope,
bro.
I didn't give him the papers, but I told him. That's my word. And if
my
you
word.
do anything to take that land from Juanchito, yo, yeah, but you see,
shit,
like it's
bro.
just it's a different world. Now people go out there trying to G you. And then there's a lot of ways, like people say, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, right?
Yeah.
Like you take these influencers. There's different ways.
I don't
There's
like the skin of cat. I like more like peel the onion.
There's a lot of ways to peel the onion. There's a lot of ways to
Skin
cut
the
the
cat
cake,
sounds
whatever.
a
Skin the
little-
cat sounds a little too
little
Chinese
barbaric,
restaurant for me, bro.
But if you do a little, oh man, you're gonna get canceled, Jake. But Jake's gonna get canceled. But regardless, before they play him, he's gonna get canceled. No, but look, there's different ways. Like a lot of these, there's different now other industries. It's funny when something blows up. It's followed by a bunch of different industries, right? Yeah. Influencer marketing is a thing now, right? But now you have law offices that focus just on influencer marketing, right?
Yes.
So boom, that's a spinoff. Then you have like influencer agents, right? Which is like, all right, I'm gonna manage a career, whatever, right? And then you have like these VCs mostly that do this a lot with athletes. Like, yo, I know Juan Soto, I know you're gonna get a $300 million contract, $400 million contract. I'm going to give you today, I'm going to take the risk that you could get injured, but today I'm going to give you 20 M's.
Somebody made hundreds. Damn, I was
not
reading
somebody.
on that one, bro. Like,
There's a lot of these dudes that have made a lot of money. Now, Juan Soto actually turned deals down for that because he wants to get paid. But some baseball players, especially when they come and when they come from nothing. Now, like they're offering you 20 M's, bro. When you had to borrow cleats to practice baseball, you take it. Now, when he signs a $130 million contract, and that VC comes and says, "Yo, I want my 20 M's plus 10% of the contract."
Yeah,
he can't get mad.
But
he has to pay $18 million.
See, but that's where the immaturity hits hard.
No.
But not immaturity.
It's a
not
risk.
immaturity. It's a need. It's a risk on the VC, and then it's also like
what are the percentages or the probability of a person that's coming out when from like the lower income areas to make it to the professional baseball? Is it like 1%?
I think it's less than 1%, bro. I think
it's less than 1%.
Yeah.
So just think,
it's like decimals on decimals.
all right. So just think about the risk that VC is taking, because particularly that athlete can get injured lifetime, and now that's it. Or you might not ever make it to not even the minors.
Yeah, no, but think about this, Jay. Think about this. Number one, they don't swoop in when you're just straight off the boat and you get signed. And also, they have algorithms. They have statistics. They have data. It's like when these companies write insurance policies, right? Like they have data. They calculate your level of risk. How likely is it that Jay's gonna be a $100 million player, right? Here are the determining factors. Here's the data. The data says he is 67% likely. And then I say, all right, I can, on a 67% chance, I could throw X amount of money.
Yes.
That's how it is.
No, I see it.
Right?
I see it.
So, you know, I mean, look, you know I'm going to get a contract, bro. Jay, offer me something. I'll take it right now.
You ain't getting shit.
And then the bidding war starts happening. Well, well, so-and-so's offering me this. You know, I won't take anything less than
Listen,
this.
there's a Spanish saying, right? Transparente como el agua, o el pan, el vino, you know, claro como el agua, whatever it is.
I never understood the pan, vino. Like, what?
Like bread is bread,
like,
wine is wine.
Yeah, because what is clear, but I mean.
Like bread is wine is wine. Like if you're showing me bread, don't tell me it's chicken. Like bread,
yeah.
wine. You know, like let's be clear here.
It may not be wine. It could be grape juice.
Well, no, but but you see, that's why they say bread, wine, motherfucker. Because you get people like you. Yeah, but the bread, you know, was it really bread? Was it wheat bread, gluten free?
It was rye bread.
Because gluten free is not bread, you know. So whatever, bread, wine. And I think that's how you got to approach partnerships, right?
Absolutely.
Whatever is agreed upon today, there should be no room for interpretation. If there's room for interpretation, you stay sitting down
to address it,
until you hash it out, right?
Yeah.
Because then if you're ambiguous, right? That's where the problems come. Because you could have two things. There could be no, like, maybe I don't have a bad intention, but maybe the way my mind works, I interpret it X way, and maybe the way your mind works, you interpret it Y way.
And I think that's the main part where these conversations get, you know, misconstrued, because it's kind of like it's left to interpretation, and the way that you might be saying certain things.
Yeah, but that's
I might not necessarily feel like it's that, and then if I stay quiet,
Right.
But that's why
I'm assuming the worst.
That's
in
why
this
it's so important
scenario,
to
you know?
have that ongoing communication, because
Key.
you know, it's just like, you know, you see that way, but no, but I saw it this way, and then how do you
Right.
come to a common ground?
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. Because that could also happen, right?
it happens all.
It happens to
happens all
us.
the time.
It happens to us all the time.
it's
Oh, no,
something that
well, I
happens
thought
all
it was
the
this. No, it was this. All right, well, how did you... With us, it's a little easy because it's three. I was like, yeah, you know, if two people understood it. Yeah. But then that also gets to, we get along. We have open dialogue.
That's the part.
We say this a lot, right? We're comfortable with the
Having
uncomfortable
conversations.
You know, so I think that
Because that, I feel
final
like...
thoughts, bro.
Final thoughts.
Producer, final thoughts? Almost there?
Yeah, we're almost
Final
there.
thoughts.
So, final thoughts. I don't have to like you. I got to respect you 1,000%. If I
You
don't...
respect me, Jay?
Always, my nigga.
All right.
I respect y'all. I respect all of my partners.
You
but
better.
yeah.
You said one of your partners?
I said I respect all of my partners.
What other partners you got, bro?
Yo, bro.
I thought it was
Partners.
Bro, I thought it was us.
Partners, bro. No, man,
Oh,
listen.
God.
Final thoughts. I don't got to like my partners. I got to respect them.
Yep.
But it's a plus if you actually have a great relationship with your partners, because then you build up a strong foundation for everlasting business. So that's my thought.
Yeah, like I said earlier, for me, it's more about having the common goal and knowing what the objective is. And like Jay said, you know, if we have a great relationship, it's just adds more to, you know, making it easier to communicate, to kind of see eye to eye. That's it.
Mine is very simple. Bread, wine. We in the street.